President Trump is teasing a major news conference for Monday. He says that he'll be responding to those new Georgia indictments we were talking about earlier in the show.
Yeah, we're still trying to all sort through it. That's why we brought an expert out. The former president is facing 12 new felony counts, and that's why 9 News legal expert Whitney Traylor is here. So what makes this one different in Georgia, this indictment? We were just discussing it. It's that RICO thing that everybody's talking about, for one.
That's one thing. And definitely this is a state charge. So these are charges related to overturning the 2020 election, but they're also state charges like RICO, like seeking to intimidate an elected official, solicitation of violation of oath of a public officer, attempts to commit forgery, all of these types of things, which is very relevant because if President Trump or former President Trump wins in 2024, he may be able to pardon himself on the federal charges, but a lot of these are state charges, which he wouldn't. There is a little bit of overlap in the D.C. case as well, because in the D.C. case, they're mentioning the election as well, but there are other co-conspirators named.
How complicated is it for authorities to see these 4 cases go forward, the order with which they go in, and also how they mesh with one another? You're talking about 2 federal cases, the Manhattan case and the Fulton County case. Is there a natural cooperation, or do they have to find cooperation to make their prosecutions go forward with sense?
Well, some of them will have to go forward just by statute and constitution. So the criminal charges, for example, you're entitled to a speedy trial within 6 months, which is what Fani Willis in Georgia is actually requesting. So how much they're working together, I don't know in terms of the timing. We already know that the New York case is going in March, and the Florida case is going in May of next year.
That's the documents case.
That's exactly right. So those are, there's not necessarily, they're working together, but those are already stated. Fani Willis says she wants this to go within 6 months, which would be by February of next year. So, I mean, there's the legal issues and then the political issues. And in terms of some overlap, during all of these, if somebody gives a deposition, if they do anything under oath, then that can be used to impeach them. So a lot of the same facts are being discussed. So if one person says something under oath in this case, they can be impeached in this case with that. So that is really relevant, all the witness testimony and all the under oath testimony that they have.
So in this case, you have 18 other defendants, 2 of them with Colorado ties, and the DA said she'd like to try them all together, and many people said that's not realistic. Is that possible?
It is possible. It's already going to be a very long trial, and trying them all together is likely because there's similar facts and witnesses. So a lot of the cases, they're overlapping in terms of conspiracy. For sure, it's going to be some of the same charges. So that could be, but of course, all the various defendants may be making their arguments why they should be bifurcated, and it may. Who knows? There's a lot of legal argument left.
I think before you talk about bifurcation and splitting these up, it sounds like more what they're anticipating is some of those other indicted co-conspirators turning.
Yes, that's exactly right. And there's some unindicted as well. So that could be the case, which could, in terms of the timing, should they be individual or not, that would have a bearing on both sides. So there's a lot of legal strategy still to be had.
Well, I know we're out of time, but you went to law school with Fani Willis.
I did go to law school, and I went to law school. Yes, Fani Willis she was in my, we graduated together. She was in my section, and I'll tell you, she, from the outward appearance, she has not changed. She was tenacious. She was probably one of the most confident people I went to law school with. Her oral argument she was always thoroughly prepared. So, I mean, Donald Trump doesn't back down from a fight, and neither does Fani Willis. So this is going to be a really interesting legal battle.
We'll be watching as they build towards that ultimate battle. I'm sure there are plenty of stops along the way, and we'll be talking about those with you when they happen.
All right.
Good to see you. Thanks, Whitney Traylor.